Hello from British Columbia, Canada. Remember when I told you the Con Carney was here to usher in the ism?
Large American online platforms have become seas of racism, misogyny, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and hate in all its forms. And they're being used by criminals to harm our children. My government will act. And today we're announcing our plan to fight crime, to protect Canadians, and to build communities that are safe, secure, and strong. A plan to make Canada secure, to make Canada strong.
Make no mistake, this isn't about anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, transgenderism. It's not about any of that. You know what it's about? It's about people exposing him, his conflicts of interest, and what his government is doing for Brookfield and communism with China. So that's why he wants to shut down X. And that's going to be the next thing. Have a great day.
I really hate to sound like a broken record, but this is how fucked immigration is in Canada. Cost of healthcare coverage for rejected asylum claimants topped $275 million this past decade. My first question is, what the fuck are they doing in the country if they are rejected? My second question is, how many of these motherfuckers still remain in Canada? It's not like they're just going to self-deport, get on a plane and leave. Canada refuses to deport anyone. That is a seat and vote gone. The Liberal regime in charge will never deport anyone. I'm guessing we have millions of rejected asylum claimants living in Canada. I wonder how much the accepted asylum claimants cost. It's got to be in the billions. These asylum seeker refugees, these immigrants, they get better services, better health care, everything for free, $80,000 a year in exchange for their vote. The Liberals literally rigged the last two elections with mass immigration. Mass immigration was done for one reason, for the Liberals to stay in power forever. Mass immigration wasn't done for multicultural horseshit, low birth rates. You fell for that bullshit. The Liberals intentionally flooded Canada with over 13 million new voters to stay in power forever. Now with a majority, this fucking communist regime in charge, expect 1 million more every year until 2029. That's 1 million more Liberal voters coming into Canada every year until 2029. At least 1 million a year. What you Liberals did to Canada to stay in power is appalling. It's truly disgusting. You Liberals are forever the enemy. Now my message is to you immigrants is you better wake the fuck up and realize you're just pawns. You were used to win 2 elections. Period. Good day.
Carney is trying to convert Canada into a communist state. Hey, Canada is burning. You and like all the user many numbers, you got to get together and you have to have a convention and pick a talking point, pick a lane. Come on. Is Carney a globalist elite who's stealing all of Poilievre's conservative policies such that he can enrich his company, Brookfield, and then get rich based on shares on the free market? Or is he a communist? Like, which is it? Come on, have a convention, pick a talking point, and run with that one. You're all over the map with this crap.
What in the fuck is it going to take for you Liberals to wake up and realize you are controlled by China? Carney is a CCP puppet. You are all communist pieces of shit. It makes perfect sense why he's trying to destroy our relationship with our number one ally, number one trading partner, and largest economy in the world. China has infiltrated Canada. China desperately wants a communist Canada on top of the USA, and we're headed that way. Communism is a dangerous ideology. It never works. Capitalism is the path to real freedom. The USA is the path to real freedom. President Donald J. Trump is doing a hell of a job. He is the best president the United States has ever had. I wish Canada had a leader that cared about Canada the way Trump cares about the USA. That's not the case. Our leader is controlled by China. We need to reestablish our relationship with America. We need to follow America's lead. China is forever the enemy. Communism is forever the enemy. You liberals are forever the enemy. Good day.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is honestly a bit intense. I just watched these clips where people are claiming that Canada is slowly moving towards something like communism. And I'm not gonna lie, that's a big statement. Now before jumping to conclusions, let me say this clearly. I don't think everything online should be taken at face value. Sometimes people exaggerate, sometimes clips are taken out of context. But at the same time, when a lot of people start raising similar concerns, it's worth at least paying attention. From what I saw in these clips, a lot of the discussion is around new laws, online speech, and how much control the government should have. Some people are saying that these policies might limit freedom of expression, especially online. And that's where the concern is coming from. Now personally, I feel like every country has to balance two things: freedom and regulation. You can't have complete chaos online, but at the same time, people should be able to speak their minds without feeling scared or threatened. That balance is very important. But here's the thing, calling a country communist is not a small claim. That's a very strong label. Real communism has very specific characteristics, and not every strict policy automatically means a country is becoming communist. At the same time, I do understand why some people feel uncomfortable. If people start feeling like they can't criticize their government openly, or if they think their voices are being controlled, that creates fear. And once fear enters the system, people start reacting strongly. Another thing I noticed is that a lot of this conversation is based on perception. It's not just about what is actually happening, but also about how people feel about what's happening. And sometimes perception spreads faster than facts, especially on social media. For me, I think it's important to stay informed. Check multiple sources and not just rely on one video or one opinion. Because at the end of the day, every country goes through changes, policies evolve, and debates are normal in any democracy. So instead of just saying, this country is becoming this or that, I think the better question is, are people being heard? Are rights being respected? And is there transparency? That's what really matters. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Do you believe Canada is actually heading in that direction? Or do you think people are overreacting and this is just normal political debate? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a real discussion. No hate, just honest opinions. And yeah, if you enjoyed this kind of reaction content, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.